a video when it said, what is the name of that woman you spoke with, that you said you spoke with? Remember that woman, that one said, I'm not sure. Is the name Supri? Is the name Supri? The young lady, and the guy said, yeah.
It's a problem.
Thanks for Yomi Fabayi for being so shallow. Right, Abby, take it away. I'm sure you've got something to say.
Hey, and hi everyone. Good afternoon and good morning.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm way too perplexed. Like, I am so mystified. I've run out of words after all this the saga between these two guys. I don't even know what to say, but I would say
question, just so you kind of just walk along with me. You say what you need to say. Aside that, think about what they would have achieved. What were they trying to achieve? Chasing after King White and Adura. That would be useful to the inquest, to the DPP. Anyway, carry on with your thoughts, but bear that in mind.
Yeah, I'll bear that in mind. It's a choice. And for a certain relationship to have, to be where it is now, there's a reason behind. And I would say there's a lot they chat about that we don't know. And I would say, like, I'm referring to the chat that has caused this drama. So, whatever it is that led to that conversation is the reason that's keeping their relationship. And I would say, I don't think it's a detective tactic like some see it. I just don't believe that, but I wanna believe it. As much as I love Aries, I wanna believe that, and as much as I don't want her to be in some drama kind of thing, but I'm still hanging. And secondly, this guy, the Yomi guy, always comes with some stories again to the public. If it's this today, I'm repeating myself. The other time I still said it. If it's not this, it's that. Manipulate the public. Yeah, he may be having a point that we don't see, but I would say maybe it's the approach or the style he's using to present his information to the public. You understand? And had they worked together against, or had they actually worked together into this Adura King White, or it's Adura's arrest, maybe they would have it would have been fruitful somehow, because it's like Supreme was just doing this behind chatting with K White, and I'm not sure who actually was asking for this what do you call idea plan to save Adura.
Let me just a little bit and bring something to you.
Yeah.
And television. It was obviously at some point through a situation where he realizes in the background, Aries is seen to be approaching King White in a friendly manner, but then working with AfricanTV to find a way of locking him up. I mean, is it not the same thing that is transpiring here, where it's okay for it's not okay for people to speak with King White, but it's okay for Aries to
for
speak.
her? Yeah, which I'm saying is questionable.
Yes.
Still, yeah, it's for me. I don't see that all right, because she castigated some people for doing the same thing. Yeah, to her, with her, it's fine. Like, we need to actually just not to question it, like to accept it, and we have to know that that's a relationship, and she's chatting, and that's it. I'm not okay with that.
This as an act of desperation, because I think that after
Yeah.
you haven't achieved anything at all. Now, if you indeed get hold of King White, and I know Yomi has something else in mind, I'm 100% certain that when
You have no right to put it out there. Let the police do it themselves. You are not the spokesman for the police. So you are just an ordinary what is it called, actor. And I don't know when he last produced one. So, sir, I so much welcome you back. I'm so happy that you are back. I never missed you because from the platform where we are, I really enjoyed the bass balls, the way you gave them back, and I really enjoyed it. They are all alive. I really enjoy it.
I don't hold back. You know me. I just say it as it
Let me
is.
give others, and then African TV. I think 2 or 3 days ago we were there with Jack. I enjoy your sense of sarcasm. I enjoyed it. The way you chip in when Jack was there giving them to. So we'll see how it goes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So let me give someone else a chance. I'm still online. I'm still online to enjoy you, sir. Good afternoon.
Thank you for your contribution. You can see, although this account was banned for, I don't even have to explain it, but for what it's worth, at the end of the day, I was still active with my second account, Modetunda Igbororu. Their grandfather and their grandmothers with my other account. But it's good to be able to engage properly because here, oh my God, Thunderfire. Oh, you're so wonderful. You're so beautiful. Now, so we're going to get, I need to do, you see, when I play music and do double screen, I can't seem to get the names up again. So Snow, is it Snow? You have the mic. Snowbeater. The mic is all yours. Go for it.
I said AfricanTV. I'm sorry. I think hello. Hi.
Even me, sometimes I refer myself to AfricanTV. I just mix it up. But for what it's worth, you're welcome to my platform as always. Now that I've rogued you and decided to drag you up, what says you? What do you want to talk about? All right, take it away. The mic is yours now.
Yeah, like what I wanted to say. I don't know if you talked about the camera down, but let me wait for you to speak on it.
Okay.
Let me just say this to AfricanTV. Yeah? I think you're always sticking up for AfricanTV, but I feel like AfricanTV himself doesn't rate himself, and I don't think he knows where he
If you've got
stands.
children's noise in the background, let them not take this show down. Try and control the noise and then carry on. It's one of those things that kind of happens, and we don't want to kind of suddenly get banned again as soon as we come back. So as soon as you suppress the noise of children in the background, carry on. But while she's doing that, she said, I always support African television. And I will do. Because, someone cannot be so stubborn and to an extent for the entire community to then allow that person to be bastardized and lambasted all the time, simply because they don't get on with these fracas people. There is a way we settle scores, and there are things that people may have done, but African television, we engage with you guys. Everything is okay when we not hearing any noise. But suddenly you come public and want to destroy the man, destroy his mental health. You want to destroy his entity as a human being. All right, carry on. Take it away.
Okay, let me quickly speak here. So the fact is, yeah, you always stick up for AfricanTV, but I don't think he rates himself. Because now this is the period you're supposed to even be using, like you're
That
supposed to
noise,
be using
that
Aries.
baby's noise. You need to suppress that noise. We're not going to get into trouble, but you just need, because you just realize that the show will just disappear. Can we take the likes to 25K, share, and do what we do normally, please? Yes, I want you to carry on with that particular item. That I always support African TV. African TV has its own floor, like every single one of us. It's not a saint. And I think African TV has adjusted themselves. This is a new African TV who engages quite differently. And I think it's a lot calmer than before. But Snowbitter, please adjust yourself. That I really want you to carry on from that particular.
I no be gentleman at all, oh. I be African man, original. I no be gentleman at all, oh.
African TV, I know you've been a bad boy. You've been punished by this woman so many times, but you survived.
I'm waiting for her to finish. I'm waiting for her to finish. I think she's coming from a point of love, but sometimes love is blind. Love doesn't even know who loves love. So when she comes back, Madam, go and give the baby some feeding bottle, because I want to hear this your constructive castigation. But,
We even remind the good old days of Shango Okoya, African TV.
Yomi nìkan ló lè ṣe odogu Yomi nìkan máa bá ṣe ẹ lọ. Wọ́n ti bá ṣe débi tó ti jọjú ẹ̀.
That's when she divorced you. That's the going away song that she sang.
Yeah, that was my send-off party when they kicked me out of the Demon's Coven. You know, but I'm still in love with her. She's still my baby.
Well, she even
Wọ́n ní tewúrẹ́ bá jẹ lọ, á padà wálé o.
She even referred to that this morning, that you are taking a dig at her, saying that you are still available. I thought that was funny.
Yes, so I'm still available. The only other person I would have married on TikTok is her daughter. I'm waiting for the day Aduke will drop all the expose, because Aduke knows all the norms, how to handle all these people. Me, I just shoot straight. I don't reconsider my.
Don't start that one. No. Which one is her daughter?
Only Aduke will understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
Only Aduke will understand. But the truth is this.
I hope it's
the truth is this. The lady Aries is shameless, and she has no life. And because she has no life, she has joined with those people that would create evidence
How do you think she'll recover from this? Because they on Paparano's platform this morning, they kept, let's wait till Monday, let's wait till Monday. So what is it that they are waiting for? Is there anything on the horizon that
IT, your audio went low. I don't know if it's me. Your audio is just faint. I can't understand your words. Stop this.
Comment section, is it true? Am I audible? Or is it African TV? Because African TV,
now you're audible. Now you're audible. You said something about Paparano's platform. Can you please repeat that?
Oh yeah. So there was this gentle kind of expect something to happen on Monday. I don't know what it is, but it was more something to do with let's just wait until Monday. Yeah, you guys will see. Wait until Monday, then you will know what's going on.
Let me see here.
Sammy Jojo.
I think Sammy Jojo, yes, it's Sammy Jojo who said he's going to Zone 2 or he was going to go somewhere, and they are intimidating him that they will try to arrest him. That they try to arrest AFTV. You see, let me just put it to the public. Yomi Fabayi has officers in Zone 2 that he's using to do his work. That I'm a victim of. That is why we are in court with them. We're going back to court on the 8th. I have filed a fundamental human rights abuse against Yomi Fabayi and those police officers. That particular police officer that he called on that live show is the point man that he's using among some other officers. Now, if Sammy Jojo is listening to me, Sammy Jojo would know what I'm talking about. Off it. So Sammy Jojo, they are now indirectly threatening you that if you dare go to zone 2 to try and investigate what you are trying to do, they probably would have a setup like what they did for African TV. They would have it waiting for you. You see, the problem with justice for mobile people is y'all don't think, y'all don't reason. You have a boy operating like a mafia, intimidating, harassing people, and y'all are still clapping for him, and you're not even those of you who know what he's doing, you're not coming up in a strong voice to shut the hell out of this man and tell him to get the bazooka out of justice for mobile, because we are here for justice. We're not here to harass, intimidate, and shut people up. Sammy Jojo voiced out his concern, and this demonic, stupid little boy is saying, Koloshe, Gotomabambe. Those were the words he used for me. That was how he threatened me when I said I was going to go and verify the warrants. Now, the same MO he's using on Sammy Jojo, threatening Sammy Jojo not to go. And Sammy Jojo, if you dare go, some people are probably already paid. They will flip the story on you like they did on me. They will try to coerce or they will try to intimidate you and come up with some fabrication.
African TV, you need to stop.
Yes.
I want Sammy Jojo to go and let's see.
No, I'm not asking him not to go. No, I'm giving him insight into what to expect. Please don't misunderstand me. I'm not asking him not to go, but I'm preparing him. Like when I went with my lawyer. My insight, my investigation told me what they were up to. I paid the bloody lawyer, woke him up because the information reached me on Sunday and we were to be there Monday. I had to call a lawyer off duty and say, let's get there. My main lawyer could not go. So if I didn't have a lawyer, when I went there, those idiots probably would have detained me and tried to come up with their petition on the spot. But because I was there with a lawyer, they couldn't do anything but to intimidate me, intimidate the lawyer.
You are going off topic. We need to remain on topic, but nevertheless, for the
you guys talked about Sammy Jojo. That's why I had to come up with that.
So I need to introduce someone. I hope it's Konibaja Baby. If it is, welcome to my platform. I have wonderful people on my platform, big personalities like yourself. It's been a while since I've heard from you. The case may be, we are where we are today. So you take it away. Just be free. Take it away.
Good afternoon, Mr. African TV.
Everybody, you are welcome on board.
No better.
Konibaje kú ọjọ́ mẹ́ta.
Ó ti tọ́jọ́ mẹ́ta o.
Ó ti tọ́jọ́ mẹ́ta.
Ọjọ́ kan pẹ̀lú ẹ̀gbọ́n mi.
The bottom line, you have to hear from.
Ó ti tọ́jọ́ mẹ́ta.
Mr. IT guy, I've been seeing.
Welcome from any platform, anybody, request and come up.
I've been seeing some of your works. Thank you so much for keeping the movement going on in a positive way without manipulation.
Thank you.
Because at the end of the day, that is what I am more concerned about. Everybody wants justice. At the end of the day, we will agree to disagree. But in as much as we don't have to manipulate ourselves to make a point, I feel that is actually the way forward. But in a situation whereby something is black and because of greed or selfish interest, one person decides to paint it as indigo, questions needs to be asked. Like something African TV said. He said, it should be about justice, not about intimidating people. When you are getting busted, you either walk away instead of trying to think you have what it takes to go around and, use some police to bamboozle people up and down. But I just thank God that at the end of the day, there are some people here, in as much as I and Mr. African TV never agreed from onset regarding the whole thing, but there are still some things I'll credit him over. his ability to call out someone that came with an unregistered NGO, challenge some of the certain things that he realized that these things are not real. These things are just opportunity or someone trying to create something so that they can, make money. He stood on that ground, and like I always say, and like we from the platform always say, we are not after anyone. But in as much as you are coming up with wrong narrative, we are not going to let your narrative stand. We will expose you. You understand? This conversation apparently is not about Yomi at the end of the day. But as time goes on, we are seeing some basic truths, either from the family member or the wife or the mother or the younger brother and all of that. Why, Tigai? There is one question I always ask myself. Why all this wala? Why the extra unnecessary energy from people that are saying things that they can't prove? Because I don't know. I was raised in a way that proof, evidence, facts is very important to any other thing. Anybody can come to me now and tell me, oh, there is a bomb somewhere. You need to be able to prove it to me that there is bomb in that particular place. You can't just tell me there is bomb somewhere and you expect me to accept. And this has been ongoing for the past how many months that everybody have been talking about this thing. But let's pay attention to pattern. After everything has been said and done, it is always someone asking for money. It is always someone that doesn't have transport to go to one place. It is always, and there is one person that doesn't have clothes. We need money for this, we need money for that. How long do we want to continue doing this in the name of justice for Mohbad? When it is right in front of us, clear to see that there is no more conversation regarding this thing. But like Yomi said, when he came, he kept the conversation. It is not about keeping conversation alive. Anybody can come here and keep it going on. IT guy can wake up in the morning and be like, oh, from my distance, from my resources, this is it. And all of us will go crazy again. But at the end of the day, what if IT guy get busted? What happens to the integrity of his words? What happens to what he represents? It's really sad. I sometimes I see, like last week, I saw one person that was dragging IT guy, calling him all sort of names, saying he's gay, he's this, he's that. And I thought about it. Is this why you people are here? Can't you people analyze without making enemies? You're calling this man gay, you're calling him all sort of names. If they screen record everything, take it to the police, charge you for defamation of character. Somebody that is working out there thinking or whatsoever, we start donating money for you to go through a case that you caused for yourself. There's been talks and someone paid police 500k, 800k to get one person arrested. The people that are getting arrested now regarding this so-called justice for Mohbad, they are not even Mohbad's relative. They are not even the people that are making millions from this so-called movement. They are not even the people that bought car, did camera down, buy phone, did all sorts of stuffs in this so-called movement. They are just normal people that disagree with your ideology on how you are going about things, bullying a widow, bullying the child, and all sorts of stuffs. Then you have problem with them because they are exposing you. Another man came from nowhere with an NGO that is not active. An NGO that is not even affiliated to the NGO he's claiming he's affiliated to. Those ones confirming that we don't know this individual. We don't even have a branch in Africa, not to talk of Nigeria. And this guy just kept lying to people, disturbing everybody's peace. Because they have one person, one Tijani Yusuf, or what's his name? One, two. We can't say we are trying to fight for something and we are turning to the exact thing of that thing we are fighting against. And it is the simple truth. I wish the elderly ones, because I might not agree to African TV, but at the end of the day, he's older than me. He's an elderly person. IT guy here, from the way he talks, from the way he carries himself, you can tell he's an elderly person. Ricardo here as well is an elderly person. Yeah, anybody lay mali be me lomo. But at least, Timbari most of you on streets, Egbon, Alaye, Bashimakira, ẹ jẹ́ ká try láti fi òótọ́ kún nǹkan tá à ń ṣe. Ṣé rí gbogbo kíní ó máa lọ ó máa tán o. Ṣé báwa la ìwà níbi tá a wà yìí? We are not watching our back. Èèyàn kan ṣáà ló ń gbowó kiri. At the end of the day, when you're done with the whole thing, you run away. They are always after your life. African TV has been doing justice for Mohbad. Even when he came with a statement that triggered people, there was never a time African TV said people wanted to kill him. There was never a time he said they were after his life. Someone came under 1 week. People are already after his life. And people are still paying attention to this wayward individual that called himself Yomi Fabayi. And he's somewhere now, enjoying from what he stole from justice for Mohbad. And he thinks he can silence someone like us. Yomi that doesn't have credibility. Sometimes I just look at him like, this guy doesn't even know the kind of people he's dealing with. You have to be an illiterate of the highest order to concur to anything that is coming out of Yomi's mouth. Illiterate of, if you are not an illiterate, you'll be a very toxic and dirty person with dirty personality. So actually listening to the inconsistency in his statements. If you read his body language, whenever he's being asked questions, you can tell that it takes his time to put everything together so that whenever it is coming out of his mouth, it will make sense to the people that if you deal with this individual psychologically and put your emotions aside, you realize that everything is said is just like the last time they sent me this video, it was about the scene now. There is a 3 seconds video. Do you know that the day Yomi had his so-called press conference, the guy that was the head of BBC, which happens to be like a colleague to me in the field, that guy came out of anger, saying this guy just wasted his time, his money with his staff, flying all the way from Abuja also to Lagos because of this particular thing, only for someone to be showing them 3 seconds video that doesn't hold water. But he came online, he started giving people different narratives. And the next minute, he will go online again, they are going to arrest this person, they are going to arrest that person, and all. Like saying, so we're supposed to run for police. So I see guys, sir, I won't say I will advise you because advice will not make it. But all I am just going to say is this: whatsoever you say, you do, or how you tackle this particular this thing, please, sir, I want you to always take your time. Pay attention to patterns. Pay attention to things that have been said before and how they have not been able to prove anything. Pay attention to a paparazzo that will just be talking and anything or everything he has been saying has never come to pass. Sometimes you can analyze. It's just like you want to watch football. You can predict. Nothing that boy has ever said has come to pass. Regarding the constitution, what is going to happen next in court, he just paints assumption. And he is never 10% close to his assumption. These are the kind of miscreants we are dealing with. Someone that will sit down on live and his balls won't be hot. He won't even think of, I want to go and meet a girl. People that are feasting from this boy's death every now and then. Lati, another terrible individual that abandoned his job as what does he call himself? He said he's a music promoter. I have never seen him in a studio once doing what he's supposed to be doing. All sorts of terrible things. There was a time that one they called Aries came from nowhere, claiming she's a lawyer. Oh, Baba, which kind of individual we never meet for this so-called thing they said they are doing that is called justice for Mohbad? And the next minute you'll be hearing they have petition somewhere. One petition. Anytime I hear this petition, I will just be laughing. Questions needs to be asked on things that change, about some certain things that will come from one camp to the other. This so-called boy they are calling Sammy Jojo that is causing wahala up and down, abusing people. I just recently heard that he used to be at the Temi's platform. What changed? Could it be because the Temi are not going to spend money anyhow on a necessary thing? Could that be the reason why he left? To the people that realize, oh, these ones are miscreants, they don't have sense. Anything I say, they'll give me money. Could that be the reason? It is about the money for most of all these people. I have never seen or heard an IT guy getting mixed up in the conversation of they share one money. An IT guy was the person that shared it. Fine, African TV must have been involved with Mohbad regarding 70-30 issue and all of that. They are both adults. They know the game that they played. You understand? Enough is enough. Let us move forward. Enough is enough on extorting these boys' debts. Enough is enough of individuals fighting themselves, lying. Orí ọkú ọmọ yìí, àwọn tó ti ṣe camera down, tó ti gbòbò nídìí ara wọn, tó ti gbókó nídìí ara wọn, orí ikú ọmọ yìí náà ni. Ẹni tó ti ra mọ́tò, ẹni tá àtẹ ẹ̀mọ̀ rí tí kò já mọ́ kankan. When you go to their page, you see that they are not doing anything until they started justice for Mohbad. A lot of people, like a lot of miscreants, they have become relevant. One will come, she is an honorable in Abuja. Honorable from where? Which party are you floating from? What have you done as an honorable? Maybe one party rat that is helping them to hang poster up and down will come. I am honorable Kiniko. Recently, they sent me a video, one that called himself chairman. They said they are doing camera down. One they called that is a lot of terrible things. But I am not concerned because they are all adults. But I am concerned about the fact that ṣé ẹ̀rọ ọjọ́ àti sùn ni? Ṣé ẹ̀rù pé tẹ́yìn ní kí n bá ṣẹlẹ̀ sí? Tó bá sọ fún mi pé lágbájá kan fi ikú ọmọ yín ṣe gbá, ó fi ń ṣàwò, báwo lẹ ṣe máa feel? Ẹ jẹ́ ká ro ọjọ́ àti sùn, ó wà very very important. Alábòsí a máa lówó, alábòsí a máa kọ́lé, alábòsí a máa ra mọ́tò, kódà máa fẹ́ yàrá máa bímọ. A máa fi bọ̀tán alábòsí wàláì kò dárí. Why do you think some politicians in this country, they die a shameful death? Why some people that are not even politicians, they are being celebrated after their death? It goes a long way. What legacy are we leaving behind? When a paparazzi the next minute, he knows the truth, he will go the other side because he wants traffic on his page. He will now be telling you, I know what I am doing. I'm just jamming their heads. Paparazzi know. Tọ́mọ ẹ bá kú, bọ́ ẹ máa fi kú ọmọ ẹ jáàmù orí gbogbo èèyàn níyẹn lórí social media. We need what happens to us as Africans, as human beings. What happened to us? That now everything is about, I want to be famous, I want them to give me lion and all. IT guy, on this platform, I was shouting for Arifa and this NAFDAC approved the deal that called himself a wrong. Regarding this Obelegushi, Baba, I made more than 20 videos. Now this thing you people are doing is not good. Stop defending this man. Stop bullying this man and his family. When they got arrested, Baba, they got to the police station. They said it with their own mouth that they don't have evidence of what they are saying. And Arifa legit was swearing. They said he brought out some things. He was cursing me. He was doing all sorts of things. And when he was picked up, they don't even have any evidence of what they were saying. Guess what? This guy still came out. Some people still rushed to that platform and were listening to his lies. It's an intentional wickedness on who we are in this current society.
It's amazing, really, to this point.
Very amazing.
Thank you so much for everything you've said. You will carry on.
I'm not going to say much. Just let me round it up by saying, Mr. African TV, lately, I don't have any issue with you lately because your stand lately is something that I love. But if you can just do one last favor you don't owe us anything, but I feel like you owe me an apology for the narrative you stare, sir. And I feel as an elderly man, I feel you should summon courage, except you still have one proof that it might work. But, sir, there is nothing wrong. She haven't done anything wrong. As an elderly man, tẹ́lẹ̀ bí wù mí. Mo fi pé kẹ́ try láti ṣe video kẹ́ apologize for more. Because that statement of if she should do DNA, you give her 15 million. Òun ló gbé wá débi tá wà yìí o. Ò ní parọ́ fún yín. Ibi tẹ́nu dé, ẹsẹ̀ débẹ̀ o. Àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ àtàwọn ọmọ tí yín àmọ́ bí tí gbogbo á ti máa pàdé o. Ọmọ akọ̀ dárúkọ ẹni I am kíníkan ọmọ díà. And before you know it, is your daddy so person? And yes, Bàbá ò ṣe yan gidi. Bàbá ò ṣe kíníkan. But ọlá pé bàbá yẹn wá ṣe kíní apologize. Bàbá ẹ̀ ṣe nǹkan kan but bàbá ẹ̀ ọkùnrin ni kò fi ìtìjú kárùn-ún ṣe kíní ó apologize. If you feel like you need to apologize, sir, àmọ́lẹ̀ tó máa mọ́ wa lọ́la, I think you should do it.
Kò ní bàjẹ́, kò ní bàjẹ́, jẹ́ sáré dẹ lóhùn.
African TV, please don't respond, sir. Don't respond at the moment.
No, I'm done. I'm done, sir. I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
done.
Don't respond, African TV. Konibaji, I mean, I would say very big thank you to you. Welcome to my platform. And yes, I take your advice on board. Even before you said it, we've always kept things real on this platform. And we've been as neutral as we can. It's difficult to be neutral, but it's easy to be independent. I don't belong to anywhere. I just say it the way I say it. And then, yeah, we dialogue. And that's the reason why I always encourage people to come from every enclave in the land, every community. You're welcome here. Everyone that's listened to what Koniba just said so far, yeah, he has his opinion and he has the right to his opinions. When it comes to, the way people receive things when you speak your mind is kind of different. And if he said something that African television actually believe he needs to respond to, I would expect that to be done respectfully, because I think Konibaje has conducted himself very well, as respectful as it can be. We're going to carry on, but welcome, Konibaje. I really, really, really appreciate you, appreciate your presence here, and thanks for your contribution so far. Now, African television, you're going to have to respond like Baba Agbalagba. You've been giving all the accolades.
Okay. Konibaje, nice talking to you. Nice being on the same platform after many years. First, your advice is well noted. I'm going to say two things. The first one is my position on DNA is from a good point. And if you or anybody does not understand it, it's something we can discuss privately, because we've had enough of it on social media. And to buttress my position, the court did not kick them out. The court did not reject them. The court has done justice to DNA. Now, whatever happens after that, we can discuss. So me asking for DNA is from a point of love and a point of justice for Mohbad. Now, we don't have to agree on everything. I respect your position, and I think for me, the courtroom has justified my position. Now, on the brotherly level, you said something that I like before you came into the end of your submission. You talked about we need to stop all these things going on in justice for Mohbad. How to stop these scammers, how to stop these attention seekers, how to stop these fame seekers. So my question is posed to you, because you made a very wonderful submission, and I want you to pick it up from there. What are your suggestions on how to focus on justice for Mohbad and eliminate all these fraudsters and all these attention seekers and demons? So perhaps you can educate the people on one or two ways, because anything you say, I'm going to look into it. I know your position from day one, and I'm happy to be on the platform with you. Like I said, I'm water. I don't hold enemies. I don't hold grudges. Bad boys go come, it go. Life continues. That's me. So advise us today, based on the way you feel. How do you think we can stop this mess in justice for Mohbad? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Larry. Thank you so much for all the panelists. First, we should remember something happened. Police got involved. What have I been doing lately? If this is applicable to other people, I go back to the police reports. I am not a police officer. CP, though, who has been a police officer, probably even before they gave birth to me, because I am 40 years plus, and the man is older than me. The other officers, which are detectives, which he pull in, oh yeah, come and do this investigation. They said this thing died, this person died, etc., etc. They are more experienced than any one of us. They did their investigations. They interrogated people that needed to be interrogated. They came up with some valid points. and all that. And I've been dwelling on what the Nigerian police said. And for the fact that nothing has changed since then regarding the subsequent occurrences of Mohbad's death, I feel like we should try to first of all kick out false narratives that can be proved either by voice notes, by text, by video, or by the police. In as much as this statement didn't come out from these officials, these authorities, or the courtroom, or the people, or let me use the word, the actors that were there when Mohbad died, either in the house, either at the event, or whatsoever, we should first of all kick out that one. We should also stay away from Mohbad matrimonial affair, because it wasn't Mohbad's marriage that killed Mohbad. Mohbad and Wunmi didn't go to that place to fight because they are having one issue at home. We should learn to differentiate the difference between fighting, altercation, and arguments. Because it seems like in our society, once you hear say African TV and Jai fight, they don't believe say we don't bust bottle for our head. We should learn to use the right words. Oh, they had an altercation yesterday. They had an argument yesterday. Not fight. Because anytime these people, even in the comment section, I'm already seeing something, they'll be like, why were they fighting? Why were they arguing? That should be the right English or the right question we should be asking ourselves. If we can try to stop all this unnecessary, they said one thing. Oh, they said that thing. Show us what they have said. We want to see it. If they can't prove that thing, trust me, we will have a way forward. If someone can come on this social media and tell you there is one forensic, they did a forensic on someone's phone, and they are not talking about the process of having a forensic, like court order and all those things, and the person is saying they send screenshots, they can't send you screenshot of a forensic. It is not what the law says. There are protocols and procedures to a lot of things. They can give you the information, but sending it to you, that is not appropriate in a police system or policing system. So we must first of all go back to what CP Idowu said and what his detective did. Then pay attention to patterns of lies and inconsistent statements. Once we are able to do that, oh, Yomi came, he said this house is this house, and this house is that house, etc., and the story is not changing. Oh, sorry, the story is not adding up. Then we should now start understanding that this person can't prove this. This person is just trying to seek for attention and all of that. We throw it away immediately. We should be ready to listen to the voice of people that want to say what they can prove beyond reasonable doubt. We should stop dwelling on. Someone was saying, Wunmi said, Mohbad said to back Pami, Kiniko. Mr. Larry, I will tell you with full chest now that you and your wife, God forbid, you went separate ways. Your wife will tell people, my husband is a wicked person. You will tell people, my wife is an alagidi. One voice note or something that you recorded, you will want to use it as an evidence of what she has said to you. But in reality, husband and wives, they say terrible things to themselves. I always tell people, I will have problem with a woman that will raise her hands to hit me. You can call me all sorts of names if you want to. I know, say, by the time I catch you inside the room where I put something under you, your brain will settle. All these things are normal altercations. People should stop sounding as if they don't know that couples argue. They should stop using their life based on they have never felt love all their lives. Because 98% of them, they proved me right when I said, these people have never felt loved. Because that is why some of them are married and still going around sleeping with people they met in Justice for Mohbad, sending their nudes and doing all sorts of stuff. If you have actually felt love, you won't have to do that before you can win someone's heart, doing all sorts of stuff. Or you won't even end up with a man that will try to blackmail you with your nude, or a woman that will try to blackmail you with your nude, when both of you have consent of doing that thing based on the distance that is between you. So because things go the other way around, both of you now decide to be like, I will expose you, I'll let people know that we have been doing it. You will know a genuine person the moment you go naked and bring out your phone. Before you even do it.
Let me, as we do here, the conversation will flow and you're making good points in order. But sometimes things in a different direction. So King White is become I don't know, it's become an interesting name. And it's become that name that for me, I just find it extremely difficult to know how to place him. Why? Because he's an interesting personality, and I really enjoyed the show you guys put up when you went to Yomi Fabayi's conference. I thought, for me, it was very funny, and I need to clap for you guys. You did a great job. Because hold on. Let me just cover this particular. Let me engage with Fabayi for now. So we have King White, fully, just like everybody else. Because if you look at Paparano, if you look at Olori B, Comfy, Supreme, Yomi, and yes, people have a reason to want to go in any direction, and it became a protector for Adura and Adura's mom, Abosede Mohbad's mom. Well done to him. For me, I'll just say well done to Comfy as well, because there are people who have actually stayed steadfast and within their resolve and all their fights, they've always engineered their energy towards what they believe in. And King White really needs to be acknowledged and celebrated for that. So what is it that you think is troubling people who come after King White? Because I want to kind of see it from your point of view. What is wrong in all the work he's doing to protect Adura and Abosede?
Okay, so here is my own understanding. I don't go after people over their belief, but I'll come after you over your intentions. Because you believe in something doesn't mean your intention towards that thing is pure. That's my ideology. So King White choose to be the one to, liberate and protect these particular people, which is normal. Because at the end of the day, everyone needs to pitch a tent. But your intentions towards the tent you have pitched needs to be transparent. For me, I don't have problem with what King White did. I could have done that as well if I was in his shoes. So for me, I think he's doing the right thing, which he's an adult. He's an adult. So he knows what he's doing. He knows why he chose to want to do that. So whatsoever the energy behind it or the reason behind it is best known to him. And so far, so good. I would say maybe he's been doing a good job regarding Mama Mohbad and Adura, because one of the major things that we don't want to see in our society is for someone to come around and fabricate all sorts of lies. What happened to Adura could have ended him if someone like King White was not there. Let us be honest. It took a bullet for him. What happened? Because Yomi, in reality, was ready to go all out, make lies look like truth. Even when the police at area command were telling him that this thing you're doing is wrong. We have interviewed this individual. This was the person that messaged you and all of that. And he still insisted that no, they have to go the other way around. They have a video confession of Damola when he was being interrogated. So you can't tell me Damola, you can't tell me it has to be your words over the words of the police officer. Damola, the culprit himself, and Adura that happens to be the victim. You can't say it has to be your words against them. And there's something I observe about this justice for Mohbad. If you have money, you can intimidate people. If you have people that are funding you. And we have some corrupt police officers in there that all they just need to do is tip them and they'll do things they're not supposed to do. A police officer in his right sense should know that regarding this case, the moment they brought the case to you and you see one thing that they are calling evidence, you are supposed to radio Panty and tell Panty, we have this, we have that, we are sending it to you. But what did they do? They were trying to duplicate a case that is supposed to be sent to the original zone that is handling the investigation. And this will have been successful if someone like King White didn't stand up for Adura to say, no, we are not going to allow you to do this to this kid and all of that. So yeah, so far so good. King White has been very strong for the family. Whatsoever intention that is God with it, may Allah in his mercy help him and guide him, and so that he will say, I should never have in the first place. That's all I can say with that.
IT, please, follow-up question. When I asked you that, wait, follow-up question. I was expecting you to...
No, I'm not having that, please.
I want to ask him a question.
Yeah, but let everybody mute themselves for now. African TV, you may want to ask questions, but let everybody mute themselves for now. Is this snow? What is this? Snowflakes? Are you ready to speak now? Because I need to allow other people to speak. We can't actually just leave it to two people to kind of keep people waiting. So Snow, is it Snowflakes? If I'm correct, is she there? Maybe not. If you're not there.
Snowbeat.
Snowbeater. Oh, Snowbeater. Hey, Snowbeater. Snowbeater, are you there? Snowbeater. Okay, let's have Olu Wills. Olu Wills, let's have you.
African.
Hi, guy.
Let's have Olu Wills, please.
Hi, guy. African TV. Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, you know what? I've just been entertained for in the past 3 days. With the back and forth. From I never knew. Okay, maybe I know that a day like that is gonna come. From the point of Yomi, my Basharello, to.
I'm laughing in justice, I'm laughing in Japanese,
Who will you class as your number one entertainer of the week then?
The thing is, someone with
your number one entertainer of the week.
Yeah, someone with a bad character. The character will always show, no matter what.
No, you are not answering the question. Who is your number one entertainer this week?
My number one. I don't know if it's Supreme or it's Yomi or the platform.
You've been entertained then.
A lot. I was entertained. I want to sleep. I put my phone on record so that I don't miss anything. oh God. Anyways, I thought someone went to the airport, went to the border. That some people are not going to travel out of the country, And a boss man 2 days ago was saying it. I can't say it cannot travel. I'm like,
can you imagine? I was having that with him. I corrected him, and he said, "Let's wait and hear." Everybody, comment section. Where's Wumi today?
He's not even a suspect. Calm down. A suspect. Yeah,
He's in Zanzibar.
Yeah, so she's not a
From
suspect.
Tanzania to Zanzibar.
You calm down.
How do you? I mean, thing is, we are civil people. We are normal people. And if we've lost our sense of logic, have we lost our common sense?
Yeah, I think sense will never be common. I think the word common sense should be changed. It should be personal sense. Some people's senses are like cockroaches. They don't use it. You are making an affirmation, saying it like absolutely, like it's absolute. She cannot travel. She cannot. Why can't she travel? For what? Come on. The thing is,
Because I say so. Because I say so. Nobody can go through this border. If you go through this border, I will petition you.
you know when you went to the border that
Likes
time,
to 35K. Likes to 35K, please. Let's not.
when you know that time we went to the
get
border,
disturbed
many
by
of us
this.
were like,
Let's
these
take the likes to
guys,
35K.
yeah, we were like, this guy's making a caricature of this thing, you know. His supporters were like, no, he did the right thing. It's a personal, it's a single person protest. I'm like, what is this? This is a caricature. This is nonsense now. You know? Anyway, then he was campaigning to get money for the protests and the concert. Now they gave you money for the protest and the concert. You didn't do the protest, you didn't do the concert. Where is the money? That one is on one side. Now you're trying to detain people, you're still collecting new monies. Have you accounted for the monies you collected the previous time? You know, it makes no sense. People are not asking questions, you know? I think by now, everyone should just know that this guy is just, you know, it's just a cunning scammer, you know? Anyways,
Hey, Oluwis, how can you call my friend a scammer? Oluwis, stop this now. My friend is not a scammer. He's a scammer J. He's not a scammer. He's a scammer J. He's a scammer J. Don't insult my friend. I beg. Don't insult my friend. IT, this is not allowed. This is not allowed. IT, you cannot do this. You cannot do this.
When he came up with the conversation of concerts, I try to open people's eyes. Maybe because of the work that I do, I am used to proposal, deck. I am used to writing deck and defending it. Like if I call IT guy now and be like, IT guy, I want to build a skyscraper somewhere in Ikorodu and all. I don't believe, once I just tell him, I believe it. The moment it be like, Jai, okay, I am interested. I am not going to tell him what I want to do. I believe in documenting things. Send it to him. We have our Zoom call, and I'll start reading everything one after the other. The moment he wasn't doing this, and he claimed to be an entertainment person, and he want to make that kind of a move, and I was asking, he said he needed a certain amount of money. I asked, what is the size or dimension of the stage that you want to use for a protest? Because he was sounding like this is not his first rodeo, he knows about this thing and all. I believe as you're talking to your people and you're giving them figure, you're supposed to be breaking it down immediately.
Yes, and they're asking questions.
You understand?
He claimed the stage alone was 8 million. I was like,
how can you tell me your stage is 8 million? How much will they do stage set up?
How about the all mobile property where you live behind?
Property go on. How much is screen? How much is screen? How much you want rent screen? How much
and AfricanTV
sound
and the IT guy? You know the biggest proponents of Yomi then with Jokem, Latisne, and Supreme. You know, but then I could see the Supreme insincerity. She was just playing along in a way, just to spite AfricanTV.
Exactly, that was what it was about.
But now that it has backfired, she's just being calm. She doesn't want to scatter everything. I'm sure they too, they must have studied, discovered some things about Yomi that is not straight. Yeah? You asked for some money, they gave you the money.
Louis, dúró náà. Wọ́n lọ gbẹ́bọ sórí ìta mẹ́ta nítorí
àwa.
Wọ́n lọ ṣí foundation nítorí àwa. Kurukere, Odile Oníṣègùn, Ògùrọ̀bí.
There's no clear proof that Wumi was involved with the most crime, you know. Which no matter how much we dislike
people are not accepting that. They are still in denial.
Yeah, so no matter how much you dislike a human, someone can have bad behavior, but not be capable of killing, you know? There are two truths that can exist, you know? So we should be smart enough to think the right way. It's not about team this or team that. It's about team truth, team.
Hey guys, I want to hear from Jack, but before we go to Jack, I want everybody to mute them. So before we go to Jack,
please, can I just chip in one thing?
Okay, keep it brief. Because I want to go around. Okay, go on.
Exactly. I will want to listen to Jack again because I so much enjoy his last submission on one platform. What I want to say is that now people are going about with another narrative. The narrative now is that of embalming of Mo. That I think who did it, and then Adura said he did it. And then this is where Supreme wants to come in again. They want to place pressure on the police, either crook or whatever way. She wants to make sure Adura is arrested, so that if Adura breaks down on this, that because he embalmed Mohbad, they said is 7 years imprisonment, and then he will not want to go down that way. They want to put this pressure on him so that he can maybe be afraid, be scared, and then say something he doesn't want to say.
Yeah, but you know that's impossible, though. You see, the thing is, the pressure they're trying to put on themselves is needless, because they have even failed before they started. Now, what is it that you're going to get from Adura? You want Adura to say he wasn't the one that embalmed his brother. So, and if he says he wasn't the one, what exactly do you hope to achieve? So let me tell you, everybody that is listening, common sense is what we go back to, and it's not common. Yomi Fabayi lacks it. Aries lacks it. Olori Ebi, they all lack it. Now, put it together. These people are miscreants. They are maggots. They are senseless people that are looking for something. Aries.
I'm hearing that word again, maggot.
Yeah. I mean, you can imagine if you dissect a maggot, what do you see? It's either it's got protein in it or nothing. You understand? So if you look at an aspect of Supreme, Aries is looking for a trophy or a medal. A medal will do. Now, if the medal is Adura, Aries, do you know sometimes people tend to think about intelligence, intellectuals, and a little bit of respect in the society. Between you and I, the respect I had for you 20 months ago is minus 1,000. Your brain is not working. So Aries is looking for either a trophy or a medal. Yomi Fabayi is looking for nothing but money, and Olori Ebi is looking for nothing but followers. He just wants people to come to his platform, and just like Mr. Joseph Aloba rightfully said, he wants to be famous, and if he's famous, he will have probably more people. Come to think of it, Joseph Aloba is more famous than Yomi Fabayi. You heard it from here, the first one. Who got interviewed by credible radio station and TV station since the inception? Joseph Aloba. Who can sign a petition that the police and the DPP will pay attention to? Joseph Aloba. Now, who is the only person that can collect your money and walk away with it and there's nothing you can do about it? Joseph Aloba. Daps, let's have you. Daps.
Hi, guy.
Go for it.
Let me start from one perspective.
Go on.
The embalmment case, let's make that straight and let's clarify that part. The autopsy results and the report from the police and the people who conducted the autopsy already gave their judgment. There was no embalmment. So trying to find a way to put that into a petition, police will keep throwing that petition into the bin because there is a valid evidence. An autopsy is an evidence that can be used if you're claiming somebody was embalmed, right? So if any petition is being written or being submitted to put pressure into someone, the evidence is already in front of the police, which is no embalmment. So that one is a no-go area. So people should not buy that idea. So we should not buy the idea of trying to fall for the same scam over and over and over again. Now I'm happy people are getting to like wake up and see reality of things from a different angle. Because in the past, people were being emotional. They jump on this moving train and they hope something will come out of it. And at the end of the day, we're still in the same place. So in the second opinion, actually, I'll be talking about the impression of why DPP had pushed further to present spending and NOS to the courts. That part of people now saying, oh, why has the DPP or like the state or the state attorney decided to present spending and the NOS? It's just very simple. 1 year at the inquest, the story is still the same. DPP do not have luxury of time. They have about 1,000 cases every single month that they have to give report about. If the situation of things had changed from the first 6 months at the inquest, they would not proceed to process pending and NOS for conviction or for listening. I think everyone should get that part. If there is an update, if there was an update after 6 months or 1 year at the inquest, there would never be any reason to proceed NOS and spending. Because they felt like the story is still the same, the evidence is still the same. So why do they have to wait till the coroner gives his judgment? Because at the end of the day, he's still going to say, NOS injected this guy. Spending gave. One thing. It was like 2 months ago. I had the fact that someone came back to say spending told the nurse to bring something, and no one ever said this. Guy, are you aware about the story?
Yeah, I need to kind of just listen to you because you are making incredible points. Your points are germane and sacrosanct.
So, the point of what I've always stood on is, ever since the beginning of this story, for me, when people were saying police held spending to conspiracy, I'm saying police are not stupid. They cannot just say because you called the nurse, they're going to hold you. Even though you called someone or provide their number. It was more than that, but people didn't want to see it. They just felt like, oh, spending was framed and everything. But let's be realistic. They had something against spending that they didn't want to give us an insight about. But people were being emotional, like, spending, because spending said something, or spending made a recommendation of the dosage. Spending was even saying, oh, bring this one, bring this thing. And that's literally like you're conspiring to something. You get?
Yeah.
So people don't get it because people want to be emotional about it, and people want to feel like, oh, they are very sympathetic, and they feel like the people on the Team Wumi's camp, they are less emotional or they are not sympathetic. But now, I feel like now I'm enjoying the fact that people are getting to, express the reality. It's not everything that should be emotional. We don't have to be emotional about everything. But when it's time to be sympathetic, let's show it in a mindful way. You get? Let's show it in a smart way. Because now we've gone almost 2 years now. We've gone past so many experience. People trying to frame someone into doing something. People trying to tap into someone's phone, calling it forensic, using screenshot as forensic. For me, I feel like we cannot be this gullible as a Nigerian. I see how people praise us over and over and again, and then we are falling for this cheap experience, all in the name of you want to send someone to jail. So many people want this lady to go down for the crime she didn't commit. You get? So many people send a letter to the embassy. I said this about a year ago. I said, embassies are not stupid. When you submit a petition, they check the case, Mohbad, online. The first person you see on this case, Prime Boy, was declared wanted. Papa Mohbad has been doing so many videos that are online on Google Space. When they look at the petition you've submitted, it doesn't match what's online. So how do they take you guys serious? And then people say, oh, we've submitted so many petitions to the embassy, she can't get visa. For me, I keep saying it. If Wunmi had wanted to be serious, she could have just traveled and show you guys how silly you guys were in the past.